Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Writer Wednesday. I can't believe it's already Wednesday, and I think I say this every single week. I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know about you, but this week I've been thinking an awful lot about our elusive alicorn of the author world, which is, in my personal opinion, that ideal reader. I don't know about you, but sometimes it can be very difficult to locate those perfect readers and to find the ones that really resonate with our message when we're writing our books or our series. And series is that a word? I'm pretty sure that's the way it's said. But when we're trying to get those people who are willing to be super fans, who are willing to get our message out to the masses, one of the ways that we have to think about this is almost in that marketing hat. And I don't know if any of you guys are as familiar with the marketing concepts of things, but the whole idea is to think about them in the realm of your ideal reader and going through them almost like an ideal customer avatar, trying to decide like who is the person that I really want to read this thing and to love it and want to tell everybody else. The one that will go on to all of the book blog sites, all of the review sites, and drop a review and let everybody and their brother know what a great, fantastic, fabulous book this was. And the best ways that you can do that, honestly, are to really, well, two ways. To ask yourself the question of what is your book to you as the creator of it? Like, who is it that you were speaking to when you wrote it? And a lot of times I think we are that person, and sometimes we can be our own ideal reader. But sometimes it's actually a little bit just, off to the side. Maybe you are a romance writer and you're a guy and you're writing for women. Whatever the case might be, you can't be your ideal reader, but you're close because you share common interests. The same kind of goes with our own books, no matter what type of book it is. But you still need to understand who that person is that you're trying to reach with your message. And the clearer you get on that image and that person, the better you are at being able to attract them and connect with them. So the concept behind, like if you're brand new and you're just starting out with your very first rapid release series or your very first series or your very first book, if you don't have a big audience, how do you go about finding those really great superfan readers? Well, the best way to do that is, number one, know yourself and your book. And number two, figure out who they are by just creating like a little cheat sheet of questions. And if you are interested in what those questions are, I have 10 to ask yourself in today's podcast. So head over to authorrevolution.org/28 to have a listen and take a quick sketch of all those questions and try to figure out which ones you want to answer. But once you have a good idea of the type of person who would like your book, that's when you start doing a little bit of research. And when you're new, you go into those authors, the authors that are in your genre, the people who are already connected to an audience that has the same kind of core beliefs and the same kind of interests as the person that you're trying to reach for your own audience. Look, here's the thing. So many of us feel like the authors in our genre are our competition, but they really aren't. They are just people who have already tapped into the reader market that you haven't quite touched yet. And as you get bigger, you might have people on your audience that they don't have, and vice versa. But readers can read hundreds, thousands of books, hundreds and thousands of different authors. So it's not as if you can only have one product, let's say one cell phone, and you have to make a choice. And now you're stuck with your one cell phone. They can, even in the course of a day, read multiple books. So your competition truly is yourself and trying to make sure that you are increasing your capability to hook your readers better and better as your time goes on and as your books develop and as your role as an author evolves, right? So one of the ways you can do that is by going to Amazon, taking a look around in the genres that you are either already in because you've published your book, or the ones that you think you're going to be trying to go for, and take a look at who's the top of the charts. Start making a list of who they are, what their name is. Go check them out on their website, check them out on social. Try to figure out is there a way to be able to communicate with them, and perhaps ask them if there's room for a marketing collaboration. Last week we talked about collaborations in the realm of trying to write books together, but this is more of a marketing partnership, being able to collaboratively share information or put words out. And if you're really new and your audience is fairly small compared to the other person, one of the things I do recommend is actually waiting a little bit to ask that question, and first just be a person. Talk to them, let them know what you liked about their books. Presumably you have read one. And more than likely, if they're in your genre, you're going to like them because let's face it, we're readers as well, right? So let them know why you like their book. Let them know what was interesting about it, and try to just be a person. Let them know if you've got kids, your kids are going crazy, or whatever the case might be. All of those things will help you not only create friendships of people who know and understand you in a way that probably many people won't, but it's also going to give you that it's a longer term investment in your author future, because now you have people on your side who you can talk to about things when things get crazy, go for advice, or just do partnerships and try to be able to connect with. So when you are in that partnership, now you can ask about things like newsletter swaps, or hey, would you be willing to share this on your social media and let them know that my book exists? I'd really appreciate it, and I will do the same for you. Or if you have some other thing that you can offer to that other author, let's say you are a book cover designer, you could offer, something like that, or I'm an editor, I could help with that. Whatever the case is, you have something that more than likely they're going to need too, even if it's just friendship. So reach out to them and try to see what ways you can collaborate together and help boost each other up, okay? That's really the best place to start when it comes to trying to find your audience if you do not have one. If you already have an audience and you're just trying to grow it, that's where you kind of hopefully will already understand who the myriad authors are out there that are very similar to yours. And then you're going to tap into ads, things like Facebook ads, specifically Facebook ads. But BookBub ads are also really good for this because you're able to niche down into those authors' specific audiences and see if your book, as you present it to them, will resonate with that audience. The whole concept of finding your ideal reader is really knowing yourself and your books first. And it can evolve. I'll tell you right now, when I first started, I was a YA science fiction fantasy author. And that has evolved all the way to this time. So 10 years in the making, I am now more of a supernatural thriller author. So that audience, while similar, that thread is similar, it's evolved and it's changed, and I've had to adjust accordingly. You'll do the same too, because I'll tell you, I guess maybe had I thought about all the things that I really enjoy, I probably would have thought eventually I'd get to this point. But in the beginning, it was just about the love of the story of Pendamis. So it was just, that is who I was and how I had to market my books. The same will go for you with your first book or your first series. And if you've got questions when it comes to finding that ideal reader, there are many other ways you can do this. You can go into forums. There are book forums that you can go into Goodreads to be able to figure out what other authors are doing, what other readers are saying. You can visit book bloggers, people who have had really big success through book bloggers. You can check out their stuff, their comments underneath those. There's so many different ways to be able to research and find those readers, even in Amazon. So another way to be able to do it is to look at Amazon's comment section, the review section of any book that is in your genre. Take a look at all those people who are there and reviewing those books. Those are all people who loved that book for whatever reason, or maybe hated it if they're with the 1-star reviews, 2-star reviews. Probably want to steer away from those guys unless you think your book is better. But start with the people who really loved it and find out, do they have contact information on there? Sometimes they do. So if you click on their name and it goes out to their Amazon reviewer page, connect with them. See if they're willing to take a look at your book. Maybe you can send them an ARC copy or a free copy if it's already out. There's all sorts of ways to be able to connect with readers, to have them get excited about your books and the fact that you are new and you're out there. Obviously, at a certain point, you're going to want to have some sort of a reader magnet or lead magnet, and that can be something very simple. It can be a novella, a novelette. It could be a map. Hey, David, good to see you. It can be all sorts of different things. It's really, honestly, your imagination is the limit here. So if you like to do video, it could be a video about your book. It could be images or a wallpaper or a giveaway, honestly. There's all sorts of ways to be able to get your ideal reader into your camp and on your side. So if you do have questions about how to find your ideal reader, leave me a comment underneath this video or go into any of the Author Revolution sites, whether it be in our Facebook group. You might be watching it from our Facebook group or right here in our Facebook page, and let me know what kind of questions you've got, and I'll see if I can help sort them out for you. All right, guys, until next week, we'll talk to you later. Have a good week and get a lot of writing done. Bye for now.